Welcome to The Lab, Cape Fear Community College's entertainment source. I'm your host, Spenser Cain. The show is dedicated to bringing you the best in local music, theater, art, and film. And tonight we have a very special guest on the show, one of the stars off the hit show One Tree Hill. So let's start things off right with a little music. Blending traditional bluegrass and modern rock and roll and everything in between, John Harrison Jones make up the band simply known as Woodwork Roadshow.
Saw her sitting on the grass, waiting for these days to slowly pass. Well, I'm staring at these sailing clouds, wishing that I could be proud of me. Well, I guess the things I want to know would make me pack my bags and go away. Well, tell me if I stayed tonight, would it make the things I've done seem right to you? 'Cause I'm leaving on that westbound train. I can't look to tomorrow if you're dying today. So I'll sit with you and I'll sing your favorite songs. But know, my love, that when you're good, I'm gone. Good things I realized today would make me look at you and say goodbye. Well, I packed my bags and start the car, grab my hat, my guitar alone. Well, I'm heading west to find myself, maybe get a little help from her. She's waiting for me past the hills where Colorado breezes give me chills. I'm alive, 'cause I'm leaving on that westbound train. I can't look to tomorrow if you're dying today. So I'll sit with you and I'll sing your favorite song. But know, my love, that when you're good, I'm gone. To the sun, you're the first thing on my mind. When my head is a pillow at night, you know it's so hard to unwind. Honey, you got the best of both worlds. You got the best of both worlds. not sure what she looks like yet, technically we haven't met before. But I'm sure she'll be standing there, that Colorado breeze dancing in her hair and mine. I look back and leave you with your smile and wish I could see you for a while today. So long, farewell, it's time to go. I just thought that you should know that I loved you. 'Cause I'm leaving on that westbound train. I can't look to tomorrow if you're dying today. So I'll sit with you and I'll sing your favorite song. But know, my love, that when you're good, I'm gone.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I'll be sitting down to talk with the lovely Sophia Bush of One Tree Hill. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The reason I went into nursing is because I wanted to connect with people, because that's what it's all about. It's about making the patient better, helping them heal. I really needed the scholarship at Cape Fear Community College. I was a non-traditional student. I had a household to support, and I wouldn't have been able to go to nursing school and commit myself to graduating without that scholarship.
Invest in your community. Support the Cape Fear Community College Foundation.
Welcome back. Today we have a special celebrity guest in the studio with us today from WB's One Tree Hill, Sophia Bush. Sophia, how are you?
Great, thanks.
All right, it's good to have you here with us today.
Nice to be here.
All right. First, we want to start off. Wilmington's relatively small as opposed to New York or LA. How is it different filming here in a smaller town? You know,
it's great because we get to be a little more relaxed here. There isn't quite all of the pressure and the buzz, and you get a little bit of downtime because when you're done filming at the end of the day, instead of having to go to an event or go and stay on for another 5 hours after you've been at work for 12, you can go home and unwind. And it's obviously, from living here and being here, it's a wonderful city and it's a relaxing, beautiful place to be. But I guess the drawback is that there is so much that we have to do in New York and in LA that I spend as many hours a week on a plane as I do in my house. So that's kind of the crazy part of being here.
okay. What are some of the unique aspects to working in an ensemble cast?
Wow. I think we're lucky to have the cast that we do. There's a lot of shows that have come in and that have had, big supporting casts. And what I think our writers have done really well is the only reason for any of us to be on the show are because our characters are kind of players in Lucas Scott's world. Everything began with this solitary boy who has a conflict and is going through all of these things, and everybody who affects it, everybody who causes the conflict or is there to support him, be it, his brother or his mom or the evil dad. And what's been great that the writers have done is they've sort of spun this web, and we are there, like I said, to support what is happening in his life, but we all as characters have lives of our own, and I think we've become an ensemble cast. And we have such a great variety of people. There's somebody for everyone who watches this show to identify with. And especially for our big demographic of teenage girls, you've got Haley and Brooke and Peyton, and they're three really different girls, but they get each other and they relate. And I think we each have something to offer by way of example for the things that our characters go through. And we are backed by the adult characters on the show. You know, they're some of the most fantastic actors. To walk in here my first day and, you know, to see Craig Sheffer and Moira Kelly and Barry Corbin and Paul Johansson, it was just like, wow. You know, we're not messing around here. We've got a great group. And I think it has really made our cast stronger. And I think we've become such an ensemble because everyone has the willingness and the desire to support it. So it's been really cool to watch the show kind of develop into what it's become.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what is it that exactly draws you to the art of acting?
Wow, you know, it was funny. I was a kid and all I ever wanted to be was a veterinarian. I have this huge soft spot for animals. As I was, you know, telling you earlier, my house is a dog farm. And I was in 8th grade, and part of our arts requirement was we had to do a play.
Okay.
So here I am thinking, this is going to be so boring. I don't want to do a play. You know, I want to play volleyball. I want to play soccer. I don't want to do this. And it was just the coolest experience. So when I, you know, got into my freshman year in high school, I really started picking up. I did a play that year, and I did 3 the next year, and I did 3 the next year. And by my senior year, I knew that it was something I was really serious about, and I knew that it was where I wanted to be, because there was kind of this defining moment in a show where I realized how much I had become someone else in this life and in this moment. Right. And I just thought to myself, if I can do this every day, that would be the coolest, you know? It'd just be great. So I started applying to theater schools and everything, and I was lucky because my manager had come to see the show. It was quite controversial, and we got some press for it. And I went into college, you know, starting to work, and it's just, you know, I love acting because it's what I'm passionate about. You know, I think there's a lot of people who want to be famous or who want to know what it's like to be in the spotlight, but that's not a reason to do it. For me, and I think for all of us that are here working on this show together, it's a passion and it's something we enjoy. And there's no better feeling to me than getting into somebody else's skin, because Brooke and I are not the same person at all. Right. But there are things about her that I love, and there are things I've been able to bring to her to kind of build her as a character. But it's really invigorating to become somebody and get to show a life and show an experience and to experience things basically without consequences for yourself. You know, we get to be windows into a world, you know, that we call Tree Hill for our viewers. And I may go through the most awful things on the show, but they're not actually happening to me. But as they happen to me on the show, it's great. It's so much fun to have something awful happen or to have something great happen, because you get to go through it and let it go at the end of the day. It's very cool.
Okay. Is there any word of advice that you could give to aspiring actors or actresses trying to get into the business?
I don't feel qualified to give advice. You know, it's a weird thing to be kind of on the brink of it all and to be breaking into this world, because, you know, there's huge celebrities out there that we all look at and admire, and it's really, I think, for us more of a place where we're beginning. And I think the only thing that I wish I had known when I started this was not to let anyone make you nervous. Because that's the easy thing, is when you start getting in front of a camera or you go into an audition, you are terrified because you don't want to screw up. You know, you don't want to lose the shot. But being terrified is what's going to make you lose it. You have to own it. It has to be yours. And that's why they say there is one person out there for every part. You know, that's why you can get down to having 8 callbacks and down to 2 people, and they'll keep testing you to see who is that person, who can live that person, because it's what you bring to it. It's your unique take on who somebody is. And if you get nervous and you let someone take that away from you, it kind of ruins all the fun.
Now, the show caters to a teen audience. Is there a certain responsibility that you as an actor or even the production personnel have to carry out in regards to content of the show?
Yeah, you know, it's terrifying to know that young girls and young boys are watching the show. at times, especially for me, I think, because Brooke is the kind of outlandish character. And what I love about her is that she's so double-edged in that sense, and I'm so glad that the writers have let us bring that out, and that the kids have gotten to see it, because she started out as your typical bratty, spoiled cheerleader who you think, okay, great, whatever, you know, she's annoying and she's really sexual and who cares about her. But I think what's been exciting for me and what helps me to do what I do, you know, when I get a script and I see something, you know, when I get a storyline like, hey, Brooke's gonna have a friends with benefits relationship with her neighbor, and I'm going, no, she's not. I'm not gonna promote casual sex and you know, emotionless relationships to kids. I won't do that. But when you are an actor and you get the arc, you know where it's gonna go. You see how it's gonna rise and how it's gonna fall. And, you know, I knew what was coming, and that's what I value that I didn't have when I was a teenager. You know, that's what I mean when I say we get to experience it all with no consequences.
Right.
Because we have consequences on the show, and that's what you need. And we're not ever gonna have, you know, an issue solved in an hour where we, at the end of the thing, say, so kids, don't have sex, don't do drugs. You know what? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
People experience things and people experiment, but what I like is that when somebody does something that's not healthy for them emotionally or physically, they learn a lesson. They figure out what's okay and what's not. You know, is dating okay? Of course it is. But is having totally meaningless sex as a teenager a great idea? No. Because you know what? You've got no idea what the consequences of that are gonna be. And I value that they've given me the chance to show that through my character. She does the craziest things, but she falls the hardest. And I think that's where her heart comes out, because she's a girl that wants to be loved. You know, she's a girl that's insecure. She's a really special person who's loyal and passionate about her friends and her life, but she screws up. And when she does, she learns from it. And sometimes it's a positive learning experience, and sometimes it's not. And that's life. So I think that's the way that we want to be socially responsible, is to make sure that we don't preach to our audience, that we give them alternatives, and that we show them, you know, this is what happens to this person when they walk down this path. It's cautionary. It's not so much done or said to be a guide. It's more just to be an example, I guess.
Right. Now, what element of the show are you most proud of?
Wow. What am I proud of? I think I'm proud of our content, and I'm proud of our sense of reality. You know, you don't see kids on our show going to $200,000 birthday parties and, you know, driving $80,000 cars. And you know what? Fine. You want to do that on a show like My Sweet 16, go for it. But that's not real life, and that's not an example I want to set for a kid.
Right.
Like, hey, you should be carrying a Prada bag, and you know what? Come on, none of that matters.
Right.
What's great about our show and what I'm proud of is that we've got real people in real situations. And yeah, do we add drama and do we add scenarios that are a little ridiculous? Of course we do, because it's TV. You know, and you need an entertainment value for a TV show or for a movie, but we've got kids that are going through serious relationships, that are going through breakups, that are going through the casual relationships, and parents that love each other, adults that have great friendships, and adults that are going through divorce, and adults that are betraying one another. And you know what? It's because people screw up for their whole lives. You always make mistakes and you learn from them. And I laugh at the things that I did when I was in high school, that I, you know, thank God I saved myself from certain pitfalls, and I fell headfirst into others. But I know that in 10 years I'll be laughing at things that I am doing now that I think, hey, I'm pretty set. You know, I'm in a good spot.
Right.
I'm working, and yeah, you know, I'm proud of what I'm doing. But I know that down the line you can always look back and laugh at something stupid that you did, or regret something that was painful, or remember something that was hard or that was great. And I think that our show can kind of mirror that. And I think that that's a really good thing. You know, I think that's why the people that watch it every week.
Right. Gotta draw you back. Now, do you plan on staying in television, or do you foresee yourself making it the big leap to the movies? Or?
You know, I never wanted to do TV. And I finally kind of buckled down and I did a pilot for the producers that produce our show. And it was a little scary and a little tentative because I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be stuck in one frame of mind. And that's something that I think happens to a lot of people who do TV, is you become that character in everybody's mind. And when they asked me to come back in, you know, they said, we've got this show, One Tree Hill, that we're putting on the air, and it's missing something. We're adding this new character, and we really want you to read for her. Of course I wasn't gonna say no. And they sent me the script for the pilot, and they sent me the pilot as it was finished, and I looked at it all, and I said, you know what, this show has something. This isn't typical carbon copy TV. There's heart here, you know, and I was excited about it. So I went in and I did my thing, and they brought me out here, and I've been working, and it's been fantastic. But I value it because they let Brooke change all the time, because she's always trying things, and she's got such a solid ground of who she is in one sense, but she doesn't quite know who she wants to be in terms of her actions in the world. So I'm always getting to try new things with her, and I think that's why it's exciting, and that's why I don't get bored of it. And she's fun, you know, she's a fun person to play. It takes a lot of energy and everything, but it's great. And what I value about films, and the reason that I think I will always want to do them, is because you have more anonymity. You can change more. You can constantly become different people, because that's what I love to do. You know, jump in and stretch out in someone's skin and figure out how they speak and how they look and how they dress and the way they talk and what's important to them. And you know, it's so much fun. It's like building the most amazing puzzle. So I think I'm lucky because I don't feel like Brooke's puzzle is finished. So it's not constraining for me to be in television, but if it ever becomes that way, then yeah, I will look elsewhere. And I will always want to do films, because you get more and more and more chances to be more and more and more different people.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Sophia, I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk with us here today. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you.
All right.
It's very, very good to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks.
you also.
The reason I went into nursing is because I wanted to connect with people, because that's what it's all about. It's about making the patient better, helping them heal. I really needed the scholarship at Cape Fear Community College. I was a non-traditional student. I had a household to support, and I wouldn't have been able to go to nursing school and commit myself to graduating without that scholarship.
Invest in your community. Support the Cape Fear Community College Foundation.
Our next band blends jazz, funk, and hip-hop, playing sultry grooves with killer vocals. Please welcome to the stage, Organics.
Hey yo, another day I wake up, I gotta face the beast. Sometimes I wanna close my eyes and just say peace. It's kinda crazy, situations rise like yeast. I feel like the devil hungry, I'm that feast. I got my man on course and trying to do the balance, but it's hard when I'm writing. I get a calluses, trying to head to the studio, work a 9 to 5. But guarantee, yo, I will survive. From GA to the Cadillacs, I'm quick to crack your back. Sit down and handle that. Jackson's back, can you picture that? Getting it lost in my own reflection, trying to get on props, and that's my destiny to do what I want to do and start chopping it. Guaranteed I take it back to 84 and locking it. Back when I was younger and I thirsted for the hunger, and before I got confused with a lot of leaps and moments, so I stand on top and whoop on my game. Cats don't understand the stuff they really spit in this lane. They don't understand Jackie Dog is far from small change. I try to do my thing, score threes like Danny Ainge. It's the same material, eat like cereal on Grand Imperial when I'm trying to do it now with the hip hop moving in that same old song. I got one question for y'all, and how long the ball?
How long will this take? This anticipation makes me wild. 'Cause I can't show my face below sticks and stones and battle zones, water flowing over my back, below forgiving and pretty please and all those falling symphonies.
Yo, I'm feeling distant. I might be another statistic, but I feel terrific. But sometimes I think explicit, but I try to get down and maintain the force, never lose my course, but still rock it orderly. Trying to get it down way beyond popularity and fashion. Trying to get it there, plus the cash is in. Trying to feel better, trying to get a thick and sweater, but won't get it down, won't even change my letters. Never get it back, never come fake. Always looking for hunger. When I get it down, they eat the biggest steak. Now wait, who you being and who you singing is what you need to be realizing when you get that and you seeing CMCs from the front to back, never playing the whack and scramble like a quarterback to maintain the stacks. That's always nice on the tracks. Shine like shellac, do my thing on the daily and don't know how to act. But I still get it down, rocking live with my band and blowing the country up like it's contraband. Understand when I get down, you might get lost and confuse it, but you didn't know we do it. Every time we get it down, we rock for purpose. A lot of cats step up, they style is worthless. Now I'm trying to get it down with that same old song. Got one question for y'all, how long? Come on.
How long will this take? This anticipation makes me wild. 'Cause I came from below. I was told to never show my face below sticks and stones and battle zones, water flowing over my back, below forgiving and pretty please and all those falling
Well, folks, that's it for this edition of The Lab. Join us here next time for the best in local entertainment. I'm Spenser Cain. Good night.